Was it in the lifestyle part?
Interrupt
Yeah, 'cause
him
they
in a
just,
minute.
yeah.
We saved your seat for you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Nobody else will sit by it, huh?
You got it.
Right up front.
Conservation Commission meeting, November 16th. President R.
Collis Adams, Selectman's Rep.
David Neiman.
Patty Yale, staff.
Jean Walker.
Chuck Freiberger.
Susan Tucker?
Evelyn Miller?
Karen McCrae.
Okay, our first item on the agenda is the recommendation requested by the ZBA in regards to the following application. It's Luke Nelson's application. Owner is seeking a variance to remove existing trailer and rebuild a single-family home on a lot that only has a half an acre, whereas 1 acre is required. Another variance is required to build the home within the inner 50 feet of the 100-foot Wetlands and Surface Water Conservation, WSWC, District Buffer. This concerns Section 4.3 and 13.3 and 13.3.3.5 of the Goffstown zoning ordinance. The property is located on 93 Mountain Road, map 4, lot 95, zone residential 1. Also, comments to be reviewed by October 29th site walk of the property.
If you wanted to wait to see if he shows up, you could do the milfoil, but that's up to you.
Okay, and then just come back to this?
Yeah, what, because
Okay,
you're right
they're
there, so
here.
that'd be
Stuck in
nice,
traffic.
yeah.
We'll come back to this recommendation, but we will move on to the milfoil, which is, we have people from the Goffstown Waterways Association, and I kind of asked you to come in to see how you were doing with your grant process, and we also have an email from the Damascus Association. They're requesting $20,000 match for a grant. So, but we want to hear from you people and see how you're coming along this year, and I know
We're coming along nicely.
you want to come up to the mics and just state your name for the minutes, and why don't you both come up?
Oh, I just baked the cookies.
Okay.
In that case, come on.
She'll be happier if you do.
Thank you.
Pat Stagno, the Director of the Goffstown Waterways. We have filled out the grant, done everything we could to try and get that. So we still don't know if we're going to get it, but we did everything that we were supposed to do. We did submit bids, at least 3 bids for the work, and basically those 3 bids came back in around $7,500 for 8 or 9 days worth of work for divers. And Amy basically said that she doesn't feel that we need to do any kind of a chemical treatment this year, that it should just be the divers.
Okay. For this bid, did you also look up the river? I know she,
This is including, this is actually including, and that's why we named it Goffstown Waterways
did, I
and
know.
not Glen Lake.
I know, that was good.
So, yeah, because a lot of, if you looked at the map that she sent out, a lot of the milfoil is behind Ace Hardware and a little bit further up the stream from that. And so all of that's included in this.
So all that's included in your, excellent.
Yep.
Susan, you went in contact?
Right, I contacted New Boston, and they have no milfoil. Once their dam was washed out, they have free-flowing water, and as far as the Conservation Commission is concerned, and the open space people, there's
How
no milfoil in the New Boston sections of the river, so
Awesome.
How
It's
about
just good.
Francistown, is that?
Well, that's way up.
that's way up, but I
That's
didn't
the
contact them. That's where the
source,
source
though. Yeah,
was, but
okay.
I'm not sure. I didn't have a contact, so I can look into Francistown, or you can look into Francistown.
So it goes from New
Pond.
Boston to us, right?
Yes,
Right.
yes.
That's a good thing.
So there's nothing up above
Yeah.
us, so if we can do some work
Yeah, if we
right
can,
here behind the hardware store, up
Yep.
in that
Oh,
quiet
that's
part of
great.
the river.
That's why we're really concerned about getting that river section done and into the lake before it gets down to Nemaski, because there's no sense doing Nemaski if we don't handle the
That's
upper
right.
part
Up above.
first.
yep.
So,
And that's what we're going to hopefully be doing in 2017, is
okay.
that area. The majority of that area, I think there's only one spot on the lake itself that they may get.
Most of it's in the river
Yeah,
and the pond and up this.
upper pond, yep.
Okay, excellent. Collis, did you?
Couple of questions.
Sure.
How many members do you have in your association now?
Most of the members are abutters or people who own, and we're probably up to about 86.
That's good.
And I think I heard you say $75 to $100. I think you mean $100,000? No?
75,
To 100?
For what?
You said the estimate was $75 to $100.
No, $7,500,
$100.
$7,500.
7,500.
$7,500.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's for like 8 or 9 days' work of diving,
Okay.
the boat and all that.
That's excellent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
That is good, because Nemaski has a much bigger problem, but it's shallow. So,
Thank you.
is there anything, I mean, the reason I asked you, because just so we'd all be informed.
Sure.
What's happening.
Yeah.
But is there anything we can do to help you guys? You look like you pretty much have it.
I'm trying to get everybody's email from the members. That's the biggest thing, because right now I'm still doing the snail mail. And,
Oh, it's expensive.
yeah, it's expensive. Well, we just had a breakfast at the Odd Fellows, and so we one of our members made a nice quilt, so we made $80 from that.
Money for the breakfast.
Yeah, but nobody came.
Nobody came?
Not a lot of people came. But in essence, we have enough to do another mailing at this point anyway, so we're doing all right.
Okay.
And I
Do you
appreciate all the help you guys have given us.
Do you have a little bit of dues from your members? Are you asking them? to
Yeah, they've
pay?
been asking me about that too. I've been a little bit busy, but.
Well, I just wanted to help
we-
you out, so
we
it's not
haven't-
just left on you.
Yes. Oh, no, we last year, or the year before, we asked for donations, $35 and up. And we got that from a lot of people. We got donations of $100, $200.
Good.
So they're willing, more than willing to help. As a matter of fact, when I had a little table at the pumpkin regatta, they were like, well, we haven't seen our envelope for our membership dues this year, and I just never got around to it, so they got a buy for this year, but we'll hit them first of the year. We'll definitely hit them up again.
Okay, so you're in good shape right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, we still have money in the bank. We're good.
Excellent, excellent. Anybody else have any questions? Want to know we really appreciate what you people are doing, because we know it was brand new, and you had never done it, and you went out on your, kind of like on your own, and
Yeah, the IRS forms and all these other forms and pretty. Yeah.
the meeting.
Yeah.
We are a 501c3 according to the federal government as well, so.
Okay, as you know, we have the 15,000 that was put into the budget, and Nemaski is looking for 20,000. So there is a meeting coming up December 1st at 7 o'clock they're going to be asking for additional money for milfoil
This is before the budget committee?
before the budget committee.
Yep, so it'd be good if anyone from your association could go, and it would help stress the two of you together.
And
that
when's the budget meeting?
It is,
December 1st?
yep, at 7, here.
At 7, in here?
Yeah.
Okay. You people are probably in good shape.
I would hope so.
They are, yeah.
We'll
that
be
was-
here.
Yeah.
Will be
So
taken care
we're
of.
requesting how much from the budget?
We have 15,000.
15,000, okay.
And-
So that should definitely cover,
That would definitely
Yeah.
cover that.
Plus, you still have 2,000 for the hand pulling that
So
wasn't,
you people
so.
would be definitely covered, because last year we gave all of it to Nemaski.
Yeah, we gave, yeah,
Most of it, yeah. So at that time.
we're okay with that. If they have a bigger problem,
Right.
but.
well, no,
When it
but
goes-
understand
it runs
you're
downhill.
You're upstream anyway,
Yeah.
so it's really important to clean you up.
Yep.
Start upstream. go down.
Upstream and
Yep.
work our way down.
And just the work that we've done in the last couple of years on the lake, in Glen Lake itself, has made a big difference. I don't see half as many spots on that map from Amy as we did
Yeah, we
before.
were-
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're all up there, and that's what we're going to be working on. This year is all up in the river there.
Yep,
That's
so you guys
excellent.
look really good.
Yeah, I'm glad they're finally getting that, because I've been kind of harping on that for a while.
Well, we almost didn't have the regatta one year because there was so much.
That's right,
Remember
the
that.
first year.
Yeah,
First year, there's
so-
so much in there.
We're getting there.
That's when we did away with the electric towing motors.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, okay, so.
I think that's wonderful. Again, the Conservation Commission really appreciates it, but I think the whole town does. I mean, honestly,
awesome.
I hope we have some way of advertising or letting the town know what, this is, we really do appreciate what you're doing.
Yeah, we do.
Thank you.
Then thank you for coming in. I know
Anytime.
everybody's busy, but we kind of wanted to just touch bases and make
Awesome.
sure you didn't need us for something, or,
I need to get
yeah.
in the door.
Yes, sure. Just state your name so we can just write it down. Sure.
Elaine Bureau, Elm Street. You mentioned Francistown.
Yes.
What's being done to contact them? I know you said you didn't have the information right now, but it doesn't really help us if we take care of our part.
Right.
And it comes there, because, you know, it'll filter back down through New Boston and start coming.
Right.
So is there somebody who's connected with them, or is there some plan? to
No,
connect
but
with
I'll
them?
call them.
Well, we'll make a,
We'll make sure that we get a hold of them to find out. That used to be the source, but now if New Boston is cleaned up, then I suspect, and I do know that there was a very aggressive plan for cleaning up Scobie Pond, but I just wondered how that's going. But we'll make sure that we contact somebody soon, like this week or next. Well, let's see, next week is Thanksgiving. This week.
By January.
By January,
Oh.
okay.
There you
It'll
go.
be done way before then.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
We're not greedy.
Okay, thank you again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
you don't want us to stay here, do you?
No, you don't, you can leave.
Okay, good.
Oh, you
It
want
would be nice to have an audience.
Okay.
With cookies.
They're ready to leave.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving to you, too. Thanks. Okay, let's go back to the first recommendations that we had. Some of us did some site walk on this piece of property, and I had hoped that Mr. Nelson was going to be here today, but he's not, so I guess we should just discuss kind of what we saw and what we think. Does anybody want to?
Why don't we just, don't you just read the report and then we'll just, or then talk about what, or you want to just say what you saw, or?
Well, everybody's probably read this anyways, right?
Yeah, just go over the
Yeah.
highlights.
I'm not concerned about what's there so much
No.
as what's going to be there. And that's what
Right,
we don't
right, I was
know
gonna say
anything
this,
about.
well, that's,
Yeah,
we need,
although what's there is, you know, starting to dig holes and all that
Well,
without a
Very.
permit. No sedimentation controls.
Right.
Brush piled up against, right on the edge of the river, cut with a chainsaw, so it's not like it's pristine.
and it's gonna be planned to
Wood,
be
as he was-
burned right on the edge of the river.
So, yeah, there's a lot going on there.
So these are some of the things we should list as concerns, I believe.
I move that we put the site walk report into the permanent record and send it on to the ZBA as part of our discussion on this matter,
And the planning
because it
board.
was well-written.
And the planning board?
Pardon?
No,
And
let's
the-
go
and
ZBA.
ZBA.
Planning board's not involved?
No.
Just a variance?
All right, then we're going to do something else
Besides
to make a
that-
Besides
recommendation.
that.
Right.
Okay.
Plus, this is the site walk report, but
Right.
that- besides that, comments like what David just said. Yes, you're more concerned, like he said, there was no erosion, no control.
No erosion control?
No, and there was digging being done in a hole that you knew was going to be washing into the brook.
Well, I think, to give them, the man, he may not have known that he was in violation, but there actually are a number of violations there already on site that, are going on, beyond
Maybe
the,
previous owner, too.
oh,
Yeah, that's
they're different,
Not the-
yes, right.
not-
not the whole.
Not the hole, not the, he did the brush pile,
Yeah,
because
so it's a combo of,
the trash that's
Past and
there would be
present.
from the
Yes.
previous owner, I believe. That's just a guess. But the brush pile, the hole, he did that, and I know he was not concerned about the brush pile being next to the water at all, because we questioned it. Said it was only trees. David?
I
thought you were waving to each other.
Staff review on ZBA application that is sitting on our desk here. From Jonathan O'Rourke, Planning and Zoning Administrator, and in his overview, he says that, I recommend the board make the determination that the proposed development does not have regional impact as defined by RSA 3655 or the guidelines set forth by Southern New Hampshire Planning Commission. So I'd like to know
That's if it affects another town. Like it's a regional impact to another town.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but what is the regional impact? I mean, the whole reason, one of the biggest reasons for having these buffer zones is to cut down on non-point source pollution, which is like the biggest problem in pollution these days. How does that not have a regional impact when that's what we're trying to address, and this is something that's completely counter to those efforts? I don't understand it, so perhaps someone can explain it to me.
If they determine it's a regional impact, you notify other towns. That's what that's for. If it's a regional impact that it affects more than the town of Goffstown, like traffic, like a lot, like the project,
Well, if you had an oil spill that went into that stream, and it flows all year round, is that part of the Manchester, I mean, is this all part of the watershed for Manchester, or, that?
Because they said it came down
And where
from
is
the
the water?
reservoir, right? The stream came down
Yeah.
from the reservoir.
So why would you think it has a regional impact?
I'm just saying, if you had,
Oh, I know what you're saying. That won't
Yeah.
impact another
Yeah,
town. So that's not
I see
really,
it.
it will impact us, but not a regional, right?
Well, that's why I'm asking for a definition of what does regional impact mean, because I would argue that, well, non-source point solution is very much a regional impact. It's impacting not only the Merrimack River, it's impacting the entire Gulf of Maine from all the non-points pollution that's draining into the Gulf of Maine from all the rivers. I mean, that's what the buffer zones are all about.
If that's the
Yeah.
case, David, I would say you can make that argument for any project in Goffstown. I mean, I think.
Well, but we try to keep our projects out of the buffer zones. That's why we created the buffer zones in the first place. Why do we create a buffer zone?
But then we don't have any
Protect local
ordinance
resources.
to say you can't spread pesticides, lawn care products within that.
I think I take exception, Collis, because this is a stream that is running constantly, whereas if you have a wetland that then can percolate and clean up some of the pollution, but I think with the things that are so close here that I'm just saying, if there was an oil or something like that of hazardous waste or something, I think that would have more impact on a water source, water supply, than a wetland. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. What's the implications of making a determination that it does have a regional impact? What are we subjecting the applicant to?
Okay.
If you do that, then we notify whoever it impacts,
And they have an
and
opportunity
they
to
have an
comment,
opportunity to comment on the application.
engage in the process.
So then you contact Manchester and all the way down the
Right.
stream.
Right.
So that's why
Okay.
it's not,
Okay.
so he's not saying, I guess it's,
Not saying it's not impacting the water, it's saying,
Right.
does
Well,
impact,
that's
Okay.
what I was just trying to clarify, because I
Okay.
didn't know.
not
what
impacting
that
the
statement
region.
meant.
Yeah.
It will impact the water.
and I gave you the report to show you the overview of the property, so you got just
Okay.
as a reminder, because I wasn't mailing out the whole packet.
Is there supposed to be a second page? 'Cause
There
it's-
is, and it was just stuff to do with the development regs and stuff. I have it in here if you want to look
Oh,
at it.
because it says under the regional impact, says analysis on reverse, so I didn't know if
If
there
you
was
want
a
to,
sheet.
I did the first page again, just to, so you know the map and lot, the acreage, the frontage, the whole,
Now-
of why it's going, for the overview. That was more or less why.
Again, we don't have, okay, Evelyn, go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying, looking at the second page, and this is the drawing, I think, that the owner submitted, and when he was presenting it to us, we had some questions about the size of the house, and, then there was going to be maybe an additional deck, and maybe some garage. But, so I thought he was supposed to submit a corrected, because he said, well, actually, it's not going to be 35 by
58.
58. So, I mean, that was a big issue there at the time. We just, even without going on site, and once we're on site, we really question all of that. Meaning, okay, he has more there?
Well, I have the house plans.
help.
what he submitted to the ZBA. Because you're making, I don't know if they've required him to submit more plans to them.
And the other thing we had questioned too was the
But this
septic.
is,
This,
Yeah,
this,
the septic has to function and be whatever amount of bedrooms, and that's through the building department. If you can't have a septic on there, then you can't build a house. You wouldn't get it. And it has to be functioning. So this is all the layout of the house, like, this is what it looks like,
So it's a 38 by 58
that's
house?
what he said the first time.
time.
That's what
And
you're
then-
saying. Wow,
And then
that's-
maybe a
You
garage
guys
and
want to
that.
look at
Have
this?
you been on,
In
have you
the
been on
past-
site?
I know where the site is. I haven't walked the site, but I know where it is.
In the past, we've said that if there's a takedown, the
That's his
footprint
recommendation.
of the new structure,
Has
dwelling,
there.
has
This is
to
just a
fit the
house.
footprint that
It's
was
the
there.
elevation.
If it's non-conforming, if it's a non-conforming.
If it's non-conforming.
And then,
And this is
This is
non- It's
it's
just
a
the layout of the house,
non-conforming
it's just
lot.
the
It's got
elevation.
all its other problems,
The
but
rooms.
it's only a half acre when you need an acre.
But I think it's also the fact that everything would be done within
The 50-foot.
Right.
the 50-foot
For
buffer.
everything.
On a slope
Everything.
going down to the stream.
Street,
everything.
yeah.
And that is quite a slope.
It is steep.
Yeah.
And then the driveway
Oh, yeah.
has to be in front of the house. The house is like in the 50, like about 40, 35 feet.
Yes,
from
he
the
said he was
brook. And
keeping
the driveway's
the,
in front of that, so it's about 8 or 10 feet from the brook, maybe?
I wouldn't give it that much.
You wouldn't give it that much.
It
No, it's-
runs right along the edge.
right along the edge of the brook as it meets Mountain Road. They parked there. And I tiptoed around the slope.
I have a question then. There's a trailer on it now, was occupied. There's a driveway there now, currently.
They
It's
use
all,
the footprint.
that probably went in before we had this zoning, this 50-foot issue, I think.
I would
Probably,
say.
'cause it's been there for a
Yep.
long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a change.
So now it falls into a non-conforming because of the half acre was probably allowed at some time. So we cannot, is it true that we cannot deny them to put a
Replace?
structure, to replace the structure that's there and put it on the existing
Footprint?
Footprint.
footprint? So that's what they can do. Do they still need a variance and to go through this process to do something on this lot that only replaces a structure? I don't
He's
know what the zoning
asking,
is.
well.
But he's asking for something different.
something-
I'm just saying now, for our purposes,
For
when
our
we make a
purposes.
recommendation, can we say,
That's,
is that what we have to
I
allow?
don't
Because
know.
that's what he's allowed to do.
I don't
according
think
to
that's
law.
I don't think that's within our jurisdiction.
No, but
What's
I'm-
within our jurisdiction is take a look at this as a buildable, as a
Buildable.
lot, and it would seem to me that the ZBA or the building, they would make the determination that, okay, you cannot, this is not considered buildable for a new, but we have
Within the
to
footprint.
honor the grandfathered clause that says you can put something the
That's
size
not
of
what
your.
he's talking about doing, is it?
No, that's
No.
no.
Right.
He's not. He's
No.
not.
But we're not making a judgment, I mean.
I understand that, but we're not,
we
so
can't,
the only thing we want to talk about is whether he's going to replace the existing structure.
Exactly.
But he's not. So what else
They
is
have
there
to
to
act
talk
on
about?
what he's asking for. He can always come back and submit
Okay,
another
okay.
application.
Or-
They can't redesign the application for him if he chooses to build
Well,
and
we
it's,
don't give, we just
No.
say,
Do you have his
Nor
house-
should we comment on a hypothetical, we should comment on what's
No.
being proposed.
Right.
where are the house plans?
There haven't been any. Well, I'm sorry.
they're just, I
Can
did,
you put them up so we
they're
can
just,
all?
it's just
just
the
the layout
house.
of the house. It's not like showing it on the lot, it's just,
It
this
does
is
show
the
the thir-
elevation,
It
this
does
is the
show the
living room.
35 by 58-foot
Yeah,
footprint of the
yeah.
house. And look at it in relationship to the other houses around it.
Yeah.
It's like
I know.
30 or 40% larger than all of them.
And you always make a comment as you don't believe the size of the house fits the lot. If the zoning ordinance wasn't changed and that wasn't a surface water, he wouldn't have to come back because probably when, no, he would because he's building a new
Yeah, but that would have been
house.
a long time ago that they didn't have 50
So one time
foot,
there was
right?
no setback.
I guess my issue is that I don't care what the size of the house is, really.
No.
I think
Well-
that, I'm sorry, it's that it's within our 50-foot, this is a constantly running stream. I can't make a judgment about what would be grandfathered, but I don't see room to put a house and a septic system
In
and a
Litchfield.
driveway into that lot. And that.
There is a septic system already,
But he said it would have to be redesigned.
redesigned.
It's-
Because it's going to more bedrooms.
It's very,
And I
would-
don't believe there's a leach field to it.
I don't
I mean,
believe
I
there's a
think it's a
It's the old style.
Like holding tank.
cesspool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that has.
yeah.
So we're supposed to provide recommendations in regards to this application in front of us to ZBA. That's what we're
Right.
supposed
That's
to,
what
on
we
this
do.
existing.
I mailed you the full application twice, so
Right.
this time I didn't do that.
Right,
I
saw
just
that
gave
in
you,
your
so,
email. Yeah.
because you've already,
Here, I think you didn't
Right.
see anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's all, we're supposed to just,
commented
Comment on-
regarding building within the buffer.
Okay.
Within the buffer.
okay.
But Evelyn, I do have a concern with the size of the house, because it's within
Oh,
the
Okay.
district overlay. And so I think we have a right to
To
ask
see.
him to avoid and minimize to the greatest extent possible within our overlay district. That's totally within our purview. Otherwise, why have the district?
Well,
well, I agree.
Shouldn't be in the
except
50 foot.
Do you think, but should it be, isn't the 50-foot within this whole building area? See, that's, all
40 feet.
He's in the,
Look at the
shows
last
40
page.
here.
This
right,
building
40.
home within the
shows-
50 feet.
This didn't include the deck either, remember?
If you look at the last one,
Yeah.
which goes, it's, the green line is the buffer. The green is. The middle is like the flood zone.
Whoa, so the
No.
gray, so the purple.
The
Purple shows the
No.
flood zone,
flood zone, and
and then the green is
buffer.
within the
is the
buffer.
buffer.
No. I think the purple is the 50-year or 100-year flood zone. The green is the 500-year. I don't think there's any,
I
No,
don't
that's
think,
usually what it looks like for the buffer, and it takes the middle line down and it goes out.
but nothing,
And they're wrong a lot, because some, like, if they, it goes down the middle of the river, and so it's supposed to go out
Right. He
the
said-
100 feet, and then sometimes it doesn't go on to people's property, the river actually ends further away from the 100, like, if it's
So-
400 feet wide, it doesn't show it correctly, so this could be incorrect. This is
So-
from the GIS.
So this purple is the
That's the flood.
flood. And,
Whatever
But
flood zone
Kyle's
A is.
saying
okay.
the
we-
100-year
yes,
flood.
yeah, and then, okay, and the 50-foot setback is into the green, right?
Yep.
So,
but this really doesn't represent, this is inside out and backwards. It doesn't represent what's on the ground. Because that shed is, from what they're showing,
Oh,
the
yeah.
septic is in the wrong place to, this is in, the back page is inside out, as far as locating structures. Because the shed is further, a little further away from the brook than the trailer and the driveway and everything.
Actually, the shed is right
Closer.
down right at the edge.
oh, I see what you're saying, Patty.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's confusing because there's two different overlays.
There's two different overlays on this. The purple is the flood,
so that's
Area,
why
and
they
then
look
the
like two,
buffer area
like two
beyond.
houses on.
but it isn't always accurate, the locations, because
So-
it's from the GIS. It's just
So-
an estimate.
So it's the green we're concerned with.
Right.
Yes.
See, everything is in the 50-foot.
But what he's showing on the,
The green is
And you're
But-
right.
really, really.
but on his map, he's showing the well or septic and the buildings further back on the lot, and they're not there.
Right.
They're down underneath where he's got his house, really.
They're right on the other side of the trailer right now.
And he's not redoing the driveway, he said that, but then he thought, well, the deck,
Yeah.
the garage, I mean, the build-out, and then he says, well, maybe a 3-bedroom, maybe 4 if we have more kids.
He'd have to come back if he changes
Maybe 5 or
anything.
6.
I'd like to see a development plan for the lot.
We haven't seen
That's
it.
That's-
specific
I
with
guess that's what-
contours and placement of buildings.
I think we asked for that last time.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
still haven't gotten it.
no.
I don't think he knows what,
Well, you held off on making a recommendation to ZBA, and you asked the applicant, you can make that recommendation to ZBA that you can't provide a comment unless you see
Site development plan.
Or
self-development
can we make the
plan.
comment that?
You could say
with-
because it's a
I'm
sensitive
sorry,
area.
Oh, wait,
Comment that
can
we
we
don't-
make the comment that with what what has been submitted, we would not recommend it for building according to our site walk?
And because of,
All the things on the
Yeah.
report,
I mean, we need to tell them
in the
something.
no erosion control. Because what has been
I
submitted.
don't, I mean, that's just my thoughts, this, because we have requested,
Right.
uh,
We should say no.
so I guess I
Would
feel,
not
it-
recommend.
We do not recommend.
not with what's submitted here.
Okay.
I mean,
and I
And
would
then-
definitely
and
put
then
in
for-
Collis's statement
for
that
these
that's what we
reasons.
need.
And David?
after being on the sidewalk and seeing the site, I can't imagine any site development plan that would convince me that this wasn't a bad idea.
That idea, that's kind of why Evelyn and I had you guys come back the
Just
second.
not an appropriate place.
So for the comment I'm given, though, I'm given what was in the report about there's no erosion control. You, based on what was submitted in the site, what, you wouldn't recommend this, but do you want me to add, this is a site that it's appropriate to do a, what do you call it? The
No,
site
it's
development?
not
that's-
appropriate. It's just in order to have,
Do you want me to add that, so I want to know how you want me to word that into here, or you don't want to put it in here?
And what, I'm confused.
What Collis said.
I don't remember what.
What did Carl say?
What did Collis say?
if he says
I'm
this
sure
is
it's
a lot, of-
This
if this is a
property.
lot of, if this is a lot of record, you can't just totally deny him the right to build on it. But if he wants to build on it, he has to show us the build-out plan, the site development plan, the topography, where the septic is going, where the leach field is going. We're not, you can't totally deny him the right to do something on that lot, but it's got to be done right and according to best management practices for being in the buffer and everything else.
It could also be grandfathered, the spot, the trailer was a living, a dwelling.
I think we need to boil it down more concisely than that. Without a specific site development plan, we can't
That's the right
ascertain
words.
the impacts
The
within-
impacts, right,
to the,
without the impacts being in the 50-foot buffer are going to cause. Because there's definitely going to be impacts. There's no way getting around it, because it's
Want to put
steep.
down impact to the waterway or the stream, or you just want to say?
Resources.
Little
The resources.
little-
The resources.
stream, wetlands.
Buffer of the water resource.
But our first sentence did say, we, as it's presented to us today, we cannot recommend it, because we
I'm
don't.
gonna state that
we don't want
reason.
him-
Right.
We don't want him to go out there
Because
and
lacking
spend
a
a lot of money
Right.
to get an engineering thing, thinking, oh,
Because lacking a site development plan,
Right.
we can't ascertain the impacts
right,
to
right.
the,
But he needs to know at this
He
point,
has to know at this point, and that's probably
and
why
he may
he's
choose not
here
to go
tonight.
further with, I hate for somebody to have a,
Think
pie
I'll
in the
put it
sky
up,
wish
right.
that say, oh, if
Spend a
I
lot
do
of
all
money.
this engineering, they're gonna approve it for me, well,
Okay.
probably
I
not.
I understand what everybody's saying, and I'm not disagreeing with it. I guess I would just word it a little differently, saying that we would not recommend that this were to proceed. From all evidence that we've seen, it is not an appropriate sign for this development, and there are no specific site plans, detailed site plans to indicate otherwise.
Right.
To indicate that it could be done.
So no development plan to indicate otherwise.
I don't know.
And that way, that leads him into knowing that he has to go
I'm going to
beyond.
send this.
Oh,
to you
he's
guys.
going to say, this is a development plan, I did it.
it's not, sorry.
We don't wanna give him false hope that
No, give him false hope.
if he
right.
comes in with an engineered plan, we're gonna
Right.
rubber stamp it.
Are
We
you
need to
also
say
going to
we're not-
submit the report?
Yeah, and submit our
sidewalk?
sidewalk.
Yeah, she's got that to go along.
And someone needs to second it.
Because that's pretty negative.
Second, who made the motion? I did, okay. Somebody
Second.
seconded, I can't second my own motion.
Okay.
Except I'm not sure what we're voting on because we've talked so much
Okay.
around.
Kind of what you said.
Yeah,
But
and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send it to the two of you, just make sure, if you're all right with
It'll
how
be
we're
a combination of what David and Collis kind of.
Yeah, and then incorporating this, the site walk, what was said in that.
Anybody have any other comments?
Want to vote on it now?
We don't have to vote on this, do we?
Yeah, you're voting on your
Oh, the
recommendation.
recommendation, oh, yes.
You have a first and a second.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. We're all set on this one.
Yep.
It's kind of too bad he didn't come in, because he could have explained, he could have kind of explained, but I,
Get it all there.
yeah,
Whatever.
whatever. Okay, the minutes, approval of the minutes for October 26th. Anyone want to make a motion on it?
I move to accept.
Second. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I'm abstaining, I wasn't.
You're abstaining?
Have
Okay.
both sets of minutes?
Both of them,
We all voted?
with
All-
one abstention.
The budget?
We haven't spent any money.
Okay.
We might have to
yet.
spend some
Not
money.
yet.
We don't have enough money.
Okay, correspondence, we have the Forestry Note Magazine, New Hampshire Extension brochures for seminar for December 14th. As an email from Sue Druso that we talked about earlier about the Nemaski Lake and the waterways with the budget meeting on December 1st. And I'm going to skip down to plan review.
Oh, I have a question
Yes.
about that. I read that, the proposal.
Yes.
Now, how many, I guess this would, Collis, maybe you know, how many bids, there was only one bid in there for the lake.
She said they
It
had
said they had three.
three,
Yeah.
She did, but I mean, the
Nemaski.
Nemaski Lake Association, there was only one bid in there. And it seemed to me that it was very high because they were charging for all kinds
It was
of
high.
other things. And I'm just wondering, how many bids are we requesting people to get?
We aren't
If-
requesting them, though.
But in order to put that into the, I think it's high. I think it's very high, and they're charging exorbitant prices for an outfit out of Massachusetts that's out of here and out of there, and you send the check to Arkansas. I mean, I just wonder if there isn't somebody local that does this. We had the Diver and other places in the past. I just think the proposal is way too high.
Well, you ask for bids. If you only get one and you don't think it's sufficient, you want additional, you reject it and you go back out for additional bids.
But they're asking us to pony up the money for that,
Well,
yeah.
They're
And I
asking
just
us-
think it's way too high.
They're asking us for 20,000,
Right.
so
All right.
that's for a match.
Are they asking conservation? So then,
No, what they're asking town.
They're gonna go to the budget committee.
Put that
okay, so then it's really, and
And the
there
select-
again.
For a special article?
Yes.
I don't know if it's a
well, then-
special article, they're asking to increase it.
We have 15,000 for milfoil in the budget that was put in last year, and it's carried over every year to do the two lakes. Last year, Nemaska got almost the whole
Whole
thing,
thing, right.
because they didn't have, this year, they definitely would do their share out of that. And then, but Nemaski's asking for more money because they want more, so now it looks like they, I don't know if they'd have to ask for 20,000, but it looks like they are.
What I think don't the bids get submitted to Amy Smagula and everyone, and she picks, and then that's what they have to, for the grant, they get the grant, this is what they need. And
But I
they,
think the issue here is we only got one bid,
That's, yes.
so we don't know if that's a reasonable amount or not.
And so my question was, are they requesting it through us? Or are they, and you're saying no, that they're not, they're going to the budget, or that they're going to put it on the ballot. But is it maybe that we want to send a memo to the Budget Committee that says, and CC Namaski, the group,
That they should have more than one bid.
yeah, that we noticed that there's, you wouldn't?
No, I agree with you.
Okay.
What
that-
about
that-
someone going
that,
to the
you know,
meeting?
Reviewing their
But it
application,
would
we
be
noticed
hard to
there's
go to
only
the
one
meeting.
applicant, one,
One bid?
right, and that we would recommend that they get more, what, 2 more? I mean, or we could even say, the other association has gotten 3, and we think,
Well, does Amy look at the bid and make some comment as to the validity of it?
No.
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 It's up to us.
It's up-
Yeah, it's,
right.
How do we know?
she submits, they submit the grant application to Amy, and she makes her decision on whatever that application is.
Whether to award the
Bid.
grant or
Who's
not.
gonna
Not, yeah. But she
But the
doesn't,
grant is contingent upon contributing funds from the town.
right.
If we've only got 1 bid, that's not appropriate. I mean, we need
That-
more, we need at least 1 or 2 more.
And they said they had 3.
Yes.
And they
So-
said, they didn't call us, question them a
The
second time.
Goffstown
So-
Waterways Association got 3 bids, and this
So-
what it
Those are just for
was.
hand pulling, though.
But it doesn't matter, they got 3 bids
Right.
and
Right.
came up with this amount.
so
Which
I
is
think
just
what we're
about
saying
half
is,
of what the money
so
was.
should
Yeah.
this memo go to the Budget Committee and CC, the Namaski, or do you want
And the
Namaski
selectmen.
CC budget,
Or to the
I don't know.
selectmen.
But,
or whoever it's going to?
but that amount for the pulling is very similar to what the pulling amount was before.
Exactly.
So it has not escalated.
No, they seem to be right in.
Yeah, I think it should go to the Budget Committee.
Okay, and CC,
Then it will get conveyed to the selectmen as part of
okay.
the overall budget.
Yeah, I really think, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay,
That's a good point.
Because because the selectmen put forth the
Right.
Conservation Commission's budget, so I'm thinking they should be copied on it, too.
oh, yes.
Yeah, copy, for sure.
And instead of-
Absolutely.
And,
Yeah, but it
Okay.
should go to the Budget Committee,
And they were the
copy the
ones
selectmen.
that put it in last year, so it would not be a special article anymore, it would be in the budget, which I thought was pretty generous.
But at the same time, then we need to be, I think, even.
A watchdog on
Yeah.
Yes,
on the
I-
bid
I-
process.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. 'Cause-
Thank you, Karen,
No, I think,
for noticing that.
I think that's.
Anyone gonna
Didn't
go
you
to the
read
meeting?
packet?
I'll probably go.
I think someone should go from
This
Conservation.
is December 1st.
Yeah, because they're talking, it's both of them.
Yeah, what,
agree.
what,
I
what
think so.
date is that? I mean, December 1st is
Next-
what?
It's Thursday after the week after.
Oh, I-
Okay.
no, I
It's
don't think
tax
we would
day, you
because
have to pay your taxes,
Okay.
I won't be going.
December
Yeah,
1.
it is the-
Okay, I could go, too, if anybody else wants to go.
The week
Please.
after
It would be good, I think,
Thanksgiving.
if conservation
Yes.
members were there.
Tell her. Is there anyone else that could go December 1st? Because.
I'll try, but I don't think so.
That's good.
The monthly meetings are all messed up because of the holidays.
Oh, that's your potluck, too. I still think, I'll hit this and then I'll run over it.
Then you'll go over to.
Yeah. Or, well, we'll work it out. Yeah, I think this is important.
It is important, because, again, I think we do need to be watchdogs.
Yeah.
Because, well, that's my opinion, that they were generous.
Okay.
Okay, let's look at the plan, the map. We have 2 to look at. Map 2, Lot 11, a subdivision review hearing for proposed 2-lot subdivision, created 1 new lot owned by John Stekovich, Family Trust, co-owned by Tom Stekovich, 520 Mass Road, Zone RBSVO 2, Residential Small Business Office 2. I think the plans are in front of
Yep.
us, and
I'll
it's
try.
pretty much on Mass Road.
Well, it's gonna be serviced by sewer and water.
And we have no,
I can,
No
this,
aquatic resources, there's no
nothing,
wetlands, no
It's-
streams,
there's no wetlands, they're just subdividing.
and legally, it is 2 lots. It's when the tax, they select into the tax maps, they consolidate them, and they can take them out when that was done, when they have 2 tracts land. But while they're doing that, they're also adjusting the lot line, so
Lot
they're
line,
doing it as a
okay.
subdivision.
Yes, we
Anybody-
changed that. You can't do a lot line adjustment without a subdivision.
So, anybody have any concerns?
No.
Or make a motion on this, that we
No issues or
no
concerns?
issues of concern?
Yeah.
Now, Will you second it?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the second is, map 21, lot 12-1, subdividing, review hearing for proposed two-lot subdivision, creating one new lot, 476 East Dunbarton Road, Brick and Janice Briggs, owned agricultural.
This just came in on Monday, so this is why you didn't get it mailed to you. They received a variance because they don't meet the frontage requirements. And so the planning board has not seen this yet. This just came in. So while you were having a meeting, I'm throwing it in for technical review. There are wetlands on it.
There's a lot of wetlands on it.
There's just a little.
I have a problem, and I guess it's a planning board problem that they don't address, but the well radius, and they have to do an easement on this new property.
Yeah, they'll do all that.
Yeah, but I just think it's poor planning to have somebody's well,
On a neighbor's
his
property.
property. But this well is on their property, but if these people want to put chemicals on their lawn or what have you, it can ruin their well, and even though they have an easement, I just think it's asking for a lot of headaches and problems for the homeowner.
Here, wow.
So
then
concerns
the
with a
town.
well on a budding lot. Or possible contaminations.
How large, how deep is their septic system is, right? So this is,
This is a lot line.
So this is gonna be one lot here, and the other was gonna be one big lot, I assume.
And there's
this is already existing.
Yeah, this one with the house is 13 something.
They want to
This
break
is
this
two.
off. And this is the buildable.
And that has 2 pages, so I don't know. if it's-
With the pages?
2 pages on
Oh,
it.
this is all of it. Oh,
This is. So.
Did you look at the second page?
Look at the second page. That's deep?
Contours are 2 feet. Says.
This one.
Well, this is saying.
550,
This
this is 590,
So
this is 590.
it's going down.
That whole thing, Bill,
That's their.
Where's a
showing-
beaver
that's not
dam?
what it is.
Prime wetlands.
Showing us the test bit.
It is the setbacks up here, so this must be where the house is gonna be. This is the test pit up here.
I really think,
But that's up to them.
It's really
you know,
confusing.
the only
I
thing
think he
is what
shows
she's
on the
saying.
front one, the
Is this
billboard.
the little radius right here? That's their whole front?
Well, this,
No.
well radius is.
They overlap. This is their well radius, and this overlaps. No, it doesn't really.
No.
This one
Diagram.
goes on to
there.
that.
I was just
All
gonna say
right.
they overlap each other.
So the
Yeah.
well radius is, it's actually,
75
it's
feet.
the new lot that's going to have its well radius over at the edge onto the old lot.
Right,
Yep.
Right.
So they'd have to have cross easements, yeah.
we don't make that determination anyway.
That's not unusual.
No, but there have been
Is that-
squabbles.
Okay, that's one concern. Anything else?
Yeah, I still think it's a
Yeah.
concern. Up on that pasture lane piece,
It's just a woods
the
road,
people
they're
are
probably going to use
pasture
it.
drive.
That's an area where you can site a septic system.
The building is right here,
But
so
it's
it's
a
going to go right to
4K.
here.
4,000 square feet is what you need for receiving layer.
Yeah.
What is that?
The,
4K septic,
Oh, okay.
that just means there's 4,000 square feet where you can put a septic system
Right.
somewhere in that
It's
area.
100 feet from the
There's good
wetland.
soils.
That must
They
be-
may not build it there, they may end up building it someplace else, but at least it demonstrates there is an area to put a
But-
septic system on.
but it's draining towards
The well.
the wetland,
What is?
the septic area. 590 to 580?
But it meets the setbacks.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah, it's all right.
I guess my only concern would be there's a lot of land there. What's this, how many acres?
The back stuff.
The back stuff, and that's a prime wetland back there.
Yeah, that's right.
And, I don't know, and it doesn't look like there's any way of getting there once they put this other lot there. Are they
It
gonna?
belongs to the other lot. It's still gonna be
Right,
their
that's what I
land.
mean, but they're subdividing it, that belongs to them, but they're taking off this piece of land. Are they gonna want to be able to get back here to do something else some
They'll be able to
other
get back
time?
Well, we'd have to deal with that when they come in at that time.
So we don't necessarily say that
Well-
no further subdivision, this is a prime wetland back here, and
Well,
I think,
they
How do they
cut off
access?
some of their
how
access.
do they access it?
I don't know, but they're eliminating this part of the access, you know.
So they have to go through.
I think what she's saying is right, though, is
Yeah.
that, you know, because, and maybe it should just, that be one of the, our suggestions for approval, is that this would be,
Where's
don't
the,
get why
where's
you
the
don't
dry
think they
access
can
to the
access
back
it.
parcel?
This one up back
Oh, you
here.
mean like a dry act?
Yeah.
Oh, well, they're not, their houses already exist, so they wouldn't be able to build back there.
or, Collis, just say, you know, if you're going to subdivide this, then that'll be the end of the subdivision, and there will be no more development on this piece of property. Because right now, they
Unless they
don't
can-
have any
Right,
access.
unless they can demonstrate dry access
Off of their existing
off of
piece.
somewhere, off of some
There's
town
no
roadway.
road anywhere.
I agree.
I
I don't know how they can do it.
Be the case whether that is subdivided or
oh,
not.
I know where they are.
Oh, wow. Brooke, oh, I see.
Because they have the access for the house, and it's just, and obviously, they're looking at, because there's so much wetland, there's prime wetland, and they're gonna keep it with the main
So
lot.
they
'cause
can't do anything
they're-
with the prime
They're knowing
wetlands.
that they're not gonna be doing anything.
Right, right.
You know
Well,
where
we
they
always-
are?
We always
Yes.
assume that, but then somewhere
Yeah.
down the
20th
line.
Skeet
I don't know how
and
So
Clay.
I think we need to,
So it's,
I think we need to alert the planning board, we're concerned about development of the remainder of the parcel and whether or not there's dry access to get to it.
there isn't.
There is.
It's
Well,
all
where-
wet back there.
Where is there
It's by
anything dry to go to?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It's,
Karen knows where it is.
it's, okay,
Other than maybe
it's
just-
Hooksett Road.
Yeah, yeah.
And 20th Skeet and Clay is there. The Welshes bought their old clubhouse. It's all water back in there. They were shooting skeet over the pond, and then there was a lead problem, and they cleaned it up and sold the old clubhouse, and they have a new gate in there, and they just rebuilt that whole road, and, yes, it's
So this is
very,
all water.
it's all water back
Because
there.
I mean, you can see, it says water, water buffer, yeah.
Well, so then our recommendation might be.
No
uh,
further
No further
further-
subdivision, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
You know, you take this one off, and that's the end of it.
Yeah, we've done that.
We
before.
have done that
We've done
before.
that before, yeah.
So, all right, no further subdivision of this lot because of the concerns, and I'll state
The
with it,
prime
there's
wetlands.
no dry access,
And
And no dry access.
prime wetlands. Okay,
Okay. Do we need to make that into a motion?
sure.
I move. So
Second?
move.
And the well radius too, I'm putting in.
Well,
No?
Yeah, you let somebody else deal with the well radius.
right.
You want to second that?
No well radius.
No well radius?
Our problem,
Huh?
not our problem.
Right.
Just the concern with the dry, okay. So you made, Evelyn motion.
Evelyn made the motion, it needs to be seconded.
And then we'll see what Patty writes.
Seconded.
Sue seconded.
All those in favor? Aye.
Thank you. Okay.
I'll send that one down.
Okay,
These back- You're going to take these back, right?
Yeah, John hasn't even looked at
And
them
these
yet.
two probably?
I just said I'm taking them.
that concludes our meeting, and we need to go into a non-public session, so we need to have a motion and a vote.
Roll call.
Anybody make a
I
motion?
move that we go into non-public session in order to discuss real estate.
Okay,
You have to cite the RSA.
RSA 91A,
Okay, Amy,
colon,
we'll start with
3,
you.
11B.
Second it? What?
Just, yeah, say yes.
Yes.
Call us.
I'm not a voting member.
David?
Yes.
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 We're now in non-public, and he's going to